I hope everyone is doing well. I am Rhev. This is Rhev's Palaver. However, literally 20 seconds before we went live, I lost my connection to my guest. So I'm hoping he calls right back. Like I said, literally 20 seconds. I don't know if you saw there was a countdown timer for when I'd be live. At the 20-second mark, his connection dropped out. So, okay. Looks like he's back. We're going to try calling him back up. Hopefully this works. Give me 1 second. Alright, let's put this on. Hey, you lost connection. Are you there?
Yo, I'm here. 1,000 apologies. Can you hear me?
I can, but you know what? I have to reboot Skype now.
I'm so sorry,
I'll be right back.
I don't even know what happened.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I will call you right back.
Okay, cool, man.
And to anyone else watching, much apologies. We just had a slight technical issue. Getting this straightened out right away. Skype does not like it when OBS is open. So hopefully this fixes the problem. And, doot. There's my face. And there's Cal. Cal, how's it going, buddy? Okay.
It's good, man.
It looks like we got everything squared away, got everything straightened out. Yeah. So that was kind of weird. I was looking at the countdown timer, and it was like, you were doing something with your webcam, and then it was 20 seconds, and then the call dropped, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah, well, the thing is, I could hear you. I could hear you, but like I'm using the mic that's on my webcam, so like there was no way of me getting to you, and I was frantically typing, and that just made me panic.
It's fine.
But it happens. What are you gonna do?
Thank you very much to Rock and Rage for the host. Big ups to you. Whoop whoop. Much appreciated. So, anyways, thank you so much. Once again, I know I say this every time you're on, but thank you so much for staying up late. It's 1 a.m. there, and I understand that. I appreciate.
It's cool as long as the viewers will forgive me looking a little bit, maybe a little bit tired, but yeah, I'm here.
Yes, yeah. So for those of you who can't tell from the beautiful accent, my buddy Cal is in Scotland. He also goes by Winbykayo, which you can find him on twitch.tv/Winbykayo, which is a very appropriate name because lately you've been playing Street Fighter.
Yes, I've been playing Street Fighter 5. Yeah, it's been an experience. Yeah, let me put it like that. I think I like it. I think I enjoy it. I think I'll keep doing it. It's just totally different from Hearthstone. In a lot of obvious ways, and then ways as I started getting more into the game, I discovered that it's different in just every conceivable way. So yeah, it's been me getting my ass kicked for like 5 hours straight, basically sometimes. So it's a challenge. It's humbling.
I don't know. I was watching today. I think you won like 2 matches back to back when I was watching you.
Yeah, that was just good timing. Oh. that was just good timing. The reason I was playing like not so skilled people and just like whooping them and like appearing good was because I lost like 10, 12 games in a row, and I was down in the kind of rank 20 area, if that makes sense. So it was So yeah, I can't even play it off, man. It was not an achievement.
That answers my next question. Isn't there some sort of matchmaking system that puts you against people of a similar skill level?
But I was at the lowest, so there wasn't really anywhere they could anywhere they could go. So I'm a total noob. I am enjoying it, but it's a different experience than Hearthstone for sure.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Cal is, or has been, primarily in the almost year that I've known you, primarily a Hearthstone player.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get into that, because I have suggested many games that I think you would enjoy over the last year that I've known you, and if I was like, nah, I'm going to stick with Hearthstone. But not lately. I noticed it with Horizon Zero Dawn, which is an amazing game. I've never played it, but just watching you play it, it looks amazing. And now
Yeah,
Street
that
Fighter.
DLC, the Frozen Wilds, shout out to the Frozen Wilds as well. Gorilla have done a bang up job with that DLC as well. It's a very impressive, very impressive.
Two of the people in the Proper Nerds Discord have just bought a PlayStation 4 because it just went on sale for $200.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ just bought a PS4. Yeah, he was in my stream today and he was like, I'm getting a PS4. And I was like, yeah, good idea. I think he's getting it just to play that game.
Well, there's a couple games he wants to play, but Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely one of them.
Oh, it's an amazing game. But sorry, I totally cut you off.
Okay. Hey, Locke! How's it going, Locke? Or Lucky, as he sometimes is called. But here's the question here's where I was going with that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've been playing more Horizon Zero Dawn and now more Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe you're a little burned out on Hearthstone.
Yeah, burned out is the right way to describe it, man. Yeah, it is the right way to describe it. Yeah, it's basically the one of the problems I find with Hearthstone, like, and I always come on here and trash Hearthstone. It's a real shame because, like, we are going to talk about some good things, but like, I always come on here, like, is this the 5th time I've been on your?
Dude, I think it's more like the 7th.
Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. Like I've been on a lot, but like all I do is bitch and moan about Hearthstone.
Listen, just before you even worry about that any further, trust me, Blizzard doesn't need you talking them up. They are the juggernaut. They can stand two nerds talking about the bad aspects of their game.
It's very, very true. Yeah, it's a very good point. But basically, it's, for me, it's basically just the fact that it's expensive. Like, Hearthstone is just an expensive game, which we'll get into. But as well as that, some days, like for people that are just casually playing Hearthstone, and I don't want this to sound really pretentious, but like, if you're not playing it for like sometimes 10 hours straight, which I've done, like, I'm not trying to, like, I blew 10 hours, but if you play Hearthstone for 10 hours straight, you'll realize that you go through just complete stages of just bad hands, bad RNG, and you're losing, and you've paid money to do this as well. Like, it's just not going to go your way, and that just leads to burnout. Basically, it just leads that you just combine the two things. It's like, I'm paying a fair bit of money for this. Like, I'm probably going to open about 100 packs of cards when the new expansion comes out, and completely randomized, and I'm still going to have like really, really shit days as well, where it's like nothing to do with me as a player. So yeah, I mean, for free, okay, maybe, or for a lesser price, but like, for that type of money, it's like, yeah.
Well, I always tell newer people to Hearthstone, and to another extent, any of these games that are like Hearthstone, any of these CCGs, like, I've been really into Eternal lately. Elder
I was
Scrolls
watching you
Legends,
stream that, man. It's really good.
When you go into the matches where you're playing against another player, you have to understand you're probably losing half of your games.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to think that is a game that you're going into a game where you're going to lose half the time. You know? And that's
and the thing is, sorry to cut you off, but I mean, but the thing is as well is that, like, I've got, like, my stats on Street Fighter 5. I think it's like I've got like a 30% win rate over, like, playing, like, I don't even know, like, it's not a massive, big sample size. But the thing about Street Fighter 5 and those types of games is that the reason I lost is just because the other guy just kicked my ass. Like, that was why I lost. You know what I mean? And the price of the game was like 15 quid. So like 30% win rate is like, well, yeah, it's okay, but like, I can only blame myself. It's not like they bought like the deluxe, hyper, super extended edition and can just do more damage. But that is what you're facing in Hearthstone. That's the thing. You'll just run into people where it's just like, oh, you just happen to have, I don't know, just name a key card in the deck, and it's like, okay, that's made all the difference. It's like, it's a problem. It leads to burnout. Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Fro, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he and I have talked about this quite a bit.
Yeah.
And one of the things with Hearthstone, because I was on his stream one day and he was playing Hearthstone as usual, and someone made the comment that he should try to go to the pros, like go to one of the Hearthstone championship tournaments.
Mm.
And he said, I don't think so. And the guy's like, why? You're good enough. He goes, yeah, there's 10 million people who play this game who are good enough. It's a matter of how much time you grind out this game. If you have every card, you can build every deck in the meta. As long as you understand the meta, it's grinding. You get a deck that has a 51% or better win rate, and then you just play and play and play and play and don't stop. And you get to top 100 legend every single month until you get your invite. He goes, I can do that, but it's so much work.
It's so much work, and it's so much I think laborious is the best way to describe it. Like, it's like when you say grind, it's a grind. Like, it's not like grinding, like, I don't know, a long quest or something in a game and it's like 40 hours into it before you get this item or anything like that. Like, it's just like playing an aggro deck and just hoping that you draw against control decks and just smashing them in 5 turns. Like, you got to do that for like hours as well. Hours and hours.
Well, and then the other thing is, the point he brought up is, he goes, okay, let's say I get an HCT invite. Then I have to get there. Then I have to have a place to stay. He goes, that's money that you spend. And then, if they invite 64 people, right, or 128 people, no one even sees your face unless you make it to the top 8. You can be one of the world's best players, and you just run up against some bad draws 2 games. In your first 2 games, that's it, you're out.
That's a really, really good point. That guy knows his Hearthstone. I mean, don't even get me started on Hearthstone as an esport. Like, that's a whole other topic, but I don't even know if we're gonna get, like, we probably don't have the time to talk about that as well. But like maybe in another time. But like he makes a really good point there. It is very problematic. Yeah. Well, for sure.
So I've basically taken this entire meta off. Pretty much this whole expansion. I paid $50. I pre-ordered the Knights of the Frozen Throne. I felt like the single player experience was fantastic.
Amen, brother.
It was by far the best single player experience Hearthstone has ever given us, and I've been playing since it came out. I've been playing.
I've played all the adventures. That's how I built my collection in the early days. I just bought all the adventures, and like some of them were good. Like Karazhan, obviously, that's the one everyone shits on for good reason. But like even the Frozen Throne was better than like all the other ones as well. Like, and I thought Black Rock Mountain was fucking awesome. To be honest, I had a great time.
I really liked Nax. I thought Nax was really good. Black Rock Mountain was pretty good. The League of Explorers was a little iffy, and then obviously Karazhan was trash.
Yeah, Karazhan was,
But the meta that came out with the Knights of the Frozen Throne was... See, for a while I was saying it was the worst meta that I've ever seen in Hearthstone, but I can't help but wonder if it really worse than Undertaker Hunter. Like, Undertaker Hunter, that was the first time I quit the game.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm actually gonna have to admit something here. I never like played during like the Undertaker meta, so like I don't know like the ins and outs of the deck, so I can only talk from the point of view of Jade Druid basically, because that's the deck that you're talking to. That's the thing that.
Here's the Undertaker meta. Ready? You play Hunter. Okay. Did you get an Undertaker in your opening hand or in your mulligan? Whoever plays it first wins the game. The end.
You see, that's like that. That's fairly crazy, but at least it's over quick. That's the one thing. The one thing that I hate doing with Jade Druids before like Skulk and Geist came in was like playing some kind of a control deck that had like lots of stall cards. You could freeze, you could doomsayer, like made like freeze mage or something like that, and thinking you're gonna win for like a substantial amount of time, but then the Jades just go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they don't run out, I'm going to be crude here, of motherfucking cards. Like, it's just... Like the thing, because I compare, because that was a really harsh meta. You had Pirate Warrior hunting the Jade decks, and Jade's just destroying everything. But I actually had some good games against Pirate Warrior where I actually became, like, quite technical towards the end, like, all that type of shit, and it was always over reasonably quick. Jade Druid games, forget about it, man. They went on for like a really... That's why I think the Jade Druid meta was the worst, personally.
Well, and the Jade... Well... Whoa, sorry about that. The problem with the meta at the beginning of Knights of Frozen Throne... And we have to address the fact that 2 months after the expansion launch, they finally did something about the Druid meta. Right? 2 months.
Yeah,
So that's halfway through
2
that
months.
cycle. Halfway through that meta, they finally fixed it.
Yeah.
But those first 2 months, Hearthstone is a momentum game. You keep people playing, and it keeps people playing, and it keeps people playing. Myself and thousands of people like me went, fuck this game. And I always say what happened was I was playing and I was enjoying the new cards, and then I noticed, hey, I'm running into a lot of druids. And then I noticed, hey, I'm running into almost only druids. And then all of a sudden I was only running into either druids or decks that were designed specifically to beat druids. And it wasn't just Jade, it was also Taunt Druid or Tempo Druid. It was so brutal. The final straw came for me. I played 18 games. 18 games in one day. 16 of them were Druid.
Yeah, and I mean, I know. I mean, it's like 96% or something like that. I'm not good with percentages. I mean, it is insane. And the thing is, as well, is that another thing to keep in mind with how crazy it was is that wasn't, like, no disrespect when I say this, but like that wasn't at legend rank that you were seeing that, or it wasn't only at 5, or it wasn't like because if that was just your experience. Exactly. If that was just your experience, it'd be like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like there's millions of people playing. But, like, you could watch people at high legend and you could battle people at rank, like, 22. And they were all playing Jade Druids. It was just fucking infested with them, man. It was insane.
And Zell brings up a point. He goes, so what'd you do? Start playing Druid? And that's another thing that made me hate this meta. Dude, I loved playing Druid. You and I used to talk about this. You're like, I hate Druids. I don't like playing Druid, right? You used to say that. I used to say I love Druid. It's actually one of my favorite classes. I like the whole ramping aspect, and I like innovating out big minions.
Yeah.
It was a fun class. It was in a very fun place to play until this meta. This meta made Druid so overpowered for the first half of it that I was like, I don't like Druids anymore. Like I don't even enjoy playing Druid.
Yeah, and the thing is with Jade Druid as well is that it's not like it's a flexible deck or anything. Like, it knows exactly what it wants to do and it just gets it done. It either succeeds or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I've said like millions of times, like here, I imagine, and on like my own stream and chat, like I don't mind getting my ass kicked at any game as long as I can take something from it that wasn't just his deck was just overpowered and it needed to be nerfed. Like that's just inconceivably stupid. You know what I mean? Like there's no satisfaction in that whatsoever. Sometimes when you get your ass kicked, it's actually really important. Mm-hmm. So you just get schooled and you go, oh, okay, cool, nice one. But what do you learn from getting your face pummeled in by a 2020 Jade Druid? You know, like not much. You know, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying.
So let's talk about. I do want to try to keep things moving along. So if I seem like I'm kind of switching topics slightly rather fast, we only get an hour or so. I want to.
No, dude, it's fine. I'm taking your lead.
So. Blizzard in this and Jade Idol, one of the key cards in Jade Druid, has been a problem, and they've known it's been a problem since Mean Streets of Gadgetzan came out. Mm-hmm. So in this expansion, we finally saw Blizzard's fix to Jade Idol.
Mm-hmm.
Skulking Geist.
Yeah, Skulking Geist.
Tell me your feelings on
it. Yeah, Skulking Geist being 6 mana. It's just Skulking Geist is 6 mana, right? Like I don't have the card in front of me, but yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm doubting myself because it's late. But 6 mana. I thought that was just that was just a weird choice. But then again, it would have been even more crude if they'd made it like a 0, like if they'd made it like a Snow Flipper Penguin, like a beast that just does the same thing for 0 mana. Like that to me would have actually been. Like just as bad in the opposite direction. Like I think it seems like such a ridiculous thing to actually just go like we fucked up this massive thing. We didn't like there's released Jades on us knowing what Jade Idol was, blah 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 blah, and then they just go, oh, we'll just make a really dumb card and stat it wrong, and it'll just fix the problem for us. It's like Jesus Christ, guys, do you not have like a budget of like literally billions? You know what I mean? And that's the best thing that you could do. And it's like, it's 6 mana. It's just so weird. Like by the time you've played it, the Jade's already too big sometimes. Like, I don't get it. I'm confused by it. I do play it though, and it is actually quite a decent card. But it's bizarre in my opinion.
See, I think for a long time I was saying Skulking Geist should have been a 1 mana 1/1. Now, in retrospect, maybe 1 mana would have been a little too low, maybe 2 mana. But here's the real problem. It doesn't actually fix the problem with Jade Druid. The problem with Jade Druid isn't just Jade Idol. If they only play 1 Jade Idol, they're fine.
Yeah.
You know, if they play 1 Jade Idol and then they get Skulking Geist, they're fine. It doesn't matter. Like, it won't affect them at all. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, as well, is that you very rarely see Skulking Geist played in aggro decks as well. Like, that's the thing about it. And it's like, the Skulking Geist in a control deck doesn't actually necessarily mean you're going to win the game, because by the time you get it out, sometimes the Jades are like, I don't know, they're getting to like 8 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting fairly big on the average time that you draw the card. And it's like, if you're playing like some kind of mage deck, you're going to run out of minions. And you're going to run out of spells because you're not really playing a minion-heavy deck, you know what I mean? You don't see it in aggro decks at all because of the how it's statted. So it's just weird, basically. The whole thing about the card is just weird, to be honest.
And say hi to Katie the Turtle for me.
Yo, what's up, Katie?
We love Katie. One of the things that bothers me the most is, I don't think you use Reddit, but one of the subreddits I go to is Custom Hearthstone. And when it became obvious that Jade Idol and Jade Druid in general, and Jade whatever class, Jade Shaman, Jade Rogue, and Jade Druid were an issue, Custom Hearthstone came up with a lot of really great, really interesting, really ingenious, balanced, some not so balanced ideas on how to defeat it. One was like a 0/7 that instantly destroyed any Jade Idol, or any Jade Golem. I mean, any Jade Golem, or like a 1/7, and that was really interesting. It's like, okay, you've got this 1/7. It doesn't take damage from Jade Idols, and it it destroys Jade Idol, or there was a lot of interesting things. Or there was another one that was kind of like the Hungry Crab. I think someone called it Jade Crab, and when
Jade Crab.
When you played it, it was like a 1/2, but you could destroy a Jade Golem, and then the crab got the power and toughness from the thing you destroyed.
Oh, so you could just something like that would have been really entertaining, because you could just play, like, if it was really really cheap, you could just play like two cost minions or whatever and get like just ridiculous amounts of stats, like 20 stats from that or something. That would have actually been fun. I find that the Hearthstone just completely blow their load when it comes to like the creative side before the expansion comes out, and like the cards and shit like that. But they don't have any type of they can't creatively do anything afterwards. Like Skulking Geist is just like a bit of a clumsy card. And not quite what we needed. And it's like, seriously, like, you guys designed all these intricate and amazing cards, and you're not doing anything about the deck. That's the other bad thing about Jade Druid as well, is that it hunted all the cool control decks and extension as well.
Yeah, so that's
not good. Yeah, pretty
so
bad.
I talked about how during the meta, the only decks I was playing against on the ladder were either Jade Druid or Taunt Druid was the thing for a little while.
Yeah, a tiny little bit.
Yeah. Or decks that were specifically designed to beat Druid. Now, I want to get into the cost of Hearthstone. And one of the reasons that I bring this up is because 2 or 3 of the decks that could beat Druid were Pirate Warrior, which admittedly you can make a very cheap Pirate Warrior deck. The only really, really expensive card you need is the one that buffs your other pirates.
Yes. South Sea Captain.
Yes. And that's an epic.
Yeah, the 3 mana. Yeah.
Like, you don't even need legendaries for that. So that one's not bad.
No.
But other than that, the decks that were beating Druid were these insane control decks that had crazy win conditions. Like, the big one at the time that was winning a lot was Big Priest. Dude, Big Priest requires a lot of legendaries.
Oh yeah, sometimes you're talking actually like 5, like you're talking like over 10,000 dust for some of these decks. Like, it's like 12,000 dust. I shit you not, like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Big Shaman's another one that's cost is insane. Yeah, it's crazy. Sorry, I jumped on your point.
No, you're right there. So we get to this point where now the people who are trying to play on ladder, which, because let's face it, there's really only 3 ways to play Hearthstone. One, you're an arena player, which, like, arena is a whole different. Let's not even worry about arena today. Let's not even talk about arena.
Yeah, some other time.
You're an arena player, or you're just a super casual player who doesn't care how much they win or lose, and you play unranked, which basically everyone kind of is like. I mean, most people play Hearthstone. They're like, "What's the point of that?" Or you're the vast majority of people, which is you're a ladder player. So the state of Hearthstone is you're playing Jade Druid, which is not a cheap deck. It's not cheap. No. Or you've got to dump a lot of money to make one of these decks that can beat Jade Druid.
Yes.
And the cost of Hearthstone is just out of reach for the average person who maybe would even be willing to drop $50 per expansion. You know, someone who'd be willing to drop $150, $200 a year on this game, but that's not enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well put, man. I mean, it's just like the thing is that you do get gold in the game. Like you get, for those of you that don't know Hearthstone that well or at all, in fact, you get 10 gold every time you win 3 games of Hearthstone. And it caps at 100 gold a day, basically. But like, if you do all, like, I'm not going to go into like the nitty gritty about like all like the, you know, conversion and like, you know, all that type of shit. But like, if you want to save up for like if you wanted to save up for like Jade Druid or something, like you'd have to play a lot of Hearthstone grinding again for like 2 months or something, like 2 or 3 months, depending on how much you played, just to build that one deck.
Yeah.
Like. That's not a good new player experience at all. And the thing is, as well, is that it's actually really difficult to win anything if you don't have cards.
Yeah.
So how the fuck are you even supposed to win? Like, what, do you just play casual? It's like, well, okay, casual can be fun. Excuse me. Casual can be fun, but I mean, yeah, come on. You know what I mean? It's not, yeah. Come get your ass kicked for 2 months and then you can just go out and do the same thing to other people. It's, it's not good.
Yeah, Frobro, we were actually talking about you specifically earlier in the cast. If you just tuned in, you'll want to check out the VOD later. I was saying how we were both agreeing you're very smart and you know your shit when it comes to Hearthstone.
Yo, what up, Frobro? How you doing, man?
Yeah, so what's the solution? Now, you and I both watched the video that Crip made, and he said, well, compared to other mobile games like, you know, Game of War or Rock of Ages, whatever those mobile games are, where it's constant microtransactions, Hearthstone's actually a cheaper game than those games.
Yeah.
But, you know, okay, but saying, hey, getting stabbed in the arm doesn't hurt as much as getting set on fire is not an argument, in my opinion.
Well said. Well said. Yeah.
And Hearthstone is just a cash generation machine for Blizzard. The amount of... I'm not trying to put down Team 5. I'm not... Like, they do amazing work. They put out one of the greatest CCGs out there. But the amount of work that they put into it versus the amount they're making out of it is almost insulting.
Yeah. Oh no. It's complete madness. I mean, Jesus Christ, where the fuck do I start with my thoughts on the price of Hearthstone? It's just. It's actually the thing that always springs to my mind is just the sheer greed of it. Like that's the craziest thing. Like a very specific example. You know how they done their big like, you know, launch thing at BlizzCon or whatever. I was watching that, and they said Ben Broad was on stage and he said everyone gets Marin the Fox for free, right? And I was like, oh, okay, we just get a legendary. Okay, that looks kind of interesting, which I'll go into more detail later. But then I realized that like you can't even disenchant like the card, right? And it's just a little thing. But like the level of greed that they show on the backdrop of everything you were just saying there, it's like, yeah, we'll give you a card, but you definitely can't like, dust that and then do something else because that would cost us like some amount of money. And I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, man! Like it's so staggeringly fucking greedy, and
it's because every good drug dealer knows you give someone the first hit for free.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, well put again, man. Yeah, totally. It's it is. It's those wee little things that make it mental for me. Like how, like again, on the backdrop of everything you're saying, but like those little things there, and it's just like, nah, I don't think anyone at BlizzCon, sorry, not BlizzCon, at Blizzard headquarters would go hungry if I got 1,600 dust in my account tomorrow. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's gonna die from that. I don't even think anyone will even notice, to be honest. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I know you have no interest in playing these other games, but like I said, I've been playing a lot of Eternal, and of course, when you're not Hearthstone and you're trying to take some of Hearthstone's market, you have to be a lot more, free with your giveaways. Sure. But just like. So that game, the way that they handle dusting cards and crafting new cards is just like Hearthstone. Buying new packs costs just like Hearthstone. But it's just like the daily quests. You get some gold, and you also get a card. And then, like, every chest has a chance to upgrade into another quality chest. And if you get it, up to... So there's, like, wood chest, copper chest, silver chest, gold chest, and then diamond, and gold and diamond will give you a free pack, as well as way more money. And I think the diamond has a chance to give you either a legendary or a foil card, like a premium.
Oh, right, sweet, yeah.
Which, if you dust those, that's worth a lot. Even the foil commons are worth a lot, of spare dust.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's just this idea that like. And they only have the base game and one expansion. And they're just sitting there like, yeah, here, keep playing. And there's just this incentive to keep coming back every day. And the first game you win every day gives you a pack. Here we go, here's a pack. Because they know there's so many cards, they can do that. They can offer that. And let me just say thank you to maybe Lieutenant Corbus on YT. Thank you very much for the follow. You get the big ups. Whoop. He wanted me to say hi, by the way, to you. Maybe Lieutenant Corbus I'm guessing on YouTube says hi to Cal.
Oh, hello, my friend.
You should also follow Cal, by the way. He's twitch.tv/Winbykayo.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it drives, and then of course I played the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is much more like Hearthstone in terms of how much they give away, but still better. Like every day you log in, you just get here's a free reward for logging in, and there's an extra card in every pack, and the legendaries and the rares seem a lot more like they come a lot more, and you can also earn rewards just by watching other people play it on YouTube.
Yeah,
and it's just all these little things, and you just think to yourself like Hearthstone is not a better game than those games. Like Hearthstone is by far a inferior game to Elder Scrolls Legends and Eternal.
Yep.
Like the only reason they can get away with this is because they're Hearthstone.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's when you have the inferior product, but you're still making lots of money. There's not much incentive. Well, basically, if you're not a total piece of shit, and you have some kind of like morality, basically at all, then I completely forgot what I was saying. Remind me what I was just saying. I just completely blanked. I just want to say, guys, it's 25 to 2 in the morning. If I have any if I just blank out there. I just completely trailed off. So see if you can pick me up again.
I think where you were going with that was Hearthstone doesn't have to care And they don't have to look like good guys because they're Hearthstone.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. That's exactly it. They don't have the basically. There's if you're not a complete piece of shit, there's there's basically no incentive for you to just go, oh, I have more, so I can just give away more. It's like, no, that's not what you're going to do. Actually, you're going to do the exact opposite. But the bigger question there for me, thank you for picking me up. By the way, I would have just died if this was my stream.
No problem, brother.
This is slightly off topic, but I mean, the bigger question for me is like, why do people keep spending money on Hearthstone? That's the thing, because I'm sitting here saying to you, it's the inferior product, and I believe that, right? But when the expansion comes out, I'm probably going to drop at least $50.
See, I made a decision.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? And like, so will lots of other people as well. So it's like, what on earth is going on? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a worse product, but I'm going to pay money for it. That's the bigger question in my opinion.
Well, without sounding too dramatic, we're the battered wives who keeps going, no, he didn't mean to hit me. It was an accident. I know that I'm not supposed to bother him when he's watching his football game. It's my fault. And he said he's sorry. And he said everything's going to change next month. So, I'm going to stay with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to be overly dramatic, but that's what we are. And I'll be playing. Now, I am not giving them a fucking dime. I am not buying with real money these packs. And I'll tell you what, here's another thing too. The expansion coming out, which all of a sudden my name is blanked. The name is blanked out of my mind. Candles, kobolds and candles.
Kobolds and catacombs.
Kobolds and catacombs. Thank you. Here's another thing to consider. It will be the least valuable set you can buy, because this expansion comes out, right? Then the next expansion that comes out will come out at rotation.
Yes.
So that will trigger a new rotation. So we'll have 1 year and 4 months to play with kobolds and catacombs, and that's it. Because then after the following rotation, then it's gone. So it's actually, if you think about it, it's the least valuable set. Whatever comes out in December is the least valuable set in any given year.
Yeah, dude, that's a very, very good observation. I didn't even think of that. I don't know what to say, man. That is just a really good way of looking at it. I think the thing is like, loyalty is a funny thing, because like, not only have I put money into Hearthstone, but I've also put time as well, and I actually do enjoy playing the game. But the thing is, after a while, you do start thinking about your own interests, and you think like, am I really good? Like, how am I going to play Hearthstone until I'm like 56 years old or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this going to just continue to be a thing, or do I eventually go, actually, some of these other card games are getting some viewers and stuff, and it's like, they're much better to you. I think I'll just jump ship, because it's not like it's a contract,
right?
You do start thinking about that, or then you just think about the other option, which is just like, Hearthstone would have to if some kind of guy like unionized Hearthstone players or something, and just no one bought anything from the new expansion at all, they'd have to drop their prices. So
I just don't see that happening.
So we can do a revolution. We can start here if you want, but
and actually,
it's difficult to
they just recently raised the prices in a very sneaky way. So what they did, and they did this, 2 expansions ago, where they said, okay, these countries, their local dollar or rupee or whatever is worth this much less than US on average. So we're going to increase the cost to buy it. Which, like, I get that. I get that they don't want to lose money, but they increased it way more than the actual difference between the US dollar and whatever that local currency is. And they just did it again with Canada, and they're doing it with all these other countries. And it's not like they're putting it at current market dollar value of the US dollar.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're making it like double it. You know what I mean? In some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, as well, is that something I was thinking about the other night was that like it's like double what exactly? Like it's digital information basically that's being like we don't like. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just it's like it's water or something that we're buying off these people. You know what I mean? Or the money that they're making, but they're actually just off Hearthstone. It's like it's just. There is money involved, obviously, but they had like, what are you actually buying? Like, you can't wear it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a digital card game.
Right.
It's just the thought just popped into my head one day, and I thought, yeah, that's just that is just it's just weird. It's just another way to think about it. You know what I mean? It's like no goods have been exchanged here, basically, apart from bits of digital information.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but yeah, it's pretty, yeah, it's weird for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Where's my vape? There we go.
Well, you know, one thing you mentioned is, well, who knows if we're going to be playing this in a year or two. That's true. But I had that same thought, and that's why I didn't buy any packs for the first 3 or 4 expansions that came out.
Yeah.
I don't think I paid any money for this game ever until they offered their introductory starter pack for $5.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I ever spent money on the game. And then I bought... I pre-ordered Journey to Ungoro and I pre-ordered Knights of the Frozen Throne, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So $105 I've spent on this game, but I've been playing it since launch. You know?
That's true. I played it in the beta testing phases and then went off it for a long time and then back and then off, and now here I am.
So I just real quick, I want to address some of the things that's going on in chat. I apologize very much if you've got questions you want to ask. We have like 20 minutes left and we have still